Let's wait for a little longer and see if people are joining, and then we will start our discussion. But if you have already joined and if you can hear me, please let me know in the chat. Hi Ganesh, if you can hear me, can you please let me know in the chat? Wonderful. How are you, Ganesh? Hello, William. How are you guys doing? I'm doing good too. Thank you. Hi, Danzel. Long time. I'm doing good. Thank you. Good to know that. Good to know that you all are doing amazing. I'm also doing fine. How's the job going on? Yeah, there has been a lot of things going on from past few live stream. I have discussed about that. So yeah, I have lost my job. So that's there. So I'm still looking for a job. So that's the status on the job. Bro, I got admit from Newcastle University. Congrats, William. Hello, Robert. Is it worth coming to UK in 23? uh, is it worth or not? That is a completely different thing. But if you ask at this point, I think the right question to ask will be, is it too risky to come to UK at this point? So I will answer you. I will answer that question. So yes, it is quite risky at this time to come to UK, is because there are relatively less jobs, and there are so many people, because so many people have been laid off from different companies and they are trying to find jobs. So there are like so many people, and if you don't want to take my word, just go to LinkedIn and search for data scientists role and see the job posting for how long it has been up. And if a job is been up for 2-3 days, you will easily see around 2 to 300 people would have applied for that particular role. So maybe not 300 but 200 people, yeah. So that type of competition is there. And when I was applying for job back in um, June July last year, I guess, I was able to apply for, let's say, 15-20 jobs every day, and there were jobs every day. But now if I apply for 10-15 jobs in one day, I won't be able to find some new openings on the next day. So you see, it's like that. So at this point, if you want to come, it is relatively risky. But if you still come here, if you do master and if you are able to find a job, then it is definitely worth coming. And it's not just about finding a job. You gain a lot of different type of experience as well. You become very much independent. You start to appreciate your home country even more, and you meet a lot of people from various different countries. You see how they think, how they approach to a particular problem. So you learn quite a lot. So in terms of gaining experience in lot of different areas, it is totally worth it. But obviously, when we are coming here, our main goal is to complete a master and then find a job in relevant field. That is something which is not looking really good. But apart from that, I would still say that it is worth, because there are people, they just come here to study and then they want to go back to India, so they want to experience that study abroad thing. So that is also a very valid point. So considering that, it is worth, but right now it is very risky. Got admit for advanced computer science program. How is the university? Advanced computer science program, one of my friend was there in that program, and in general the university is good. They have a very good career support team, and they have lot of uh, clubs and different type of facilities that you can avail. So there are a lot of things. Faculty is also quite nice, so if you want any help from technical aspect as well, they are always there to help you. So overall, my personal experience with Newcastle University was really good. So that's what I can say. What about PSW, bro? So at this point, PSW, they still have 2 years, so that's there. But we don't know what they will do. But for someone who has admit for September intake, they should not be worried about that. And you will still get 2 years of post study work visa. But we don't know what will happen for 24 intake or maybe after that. So that's there. Is it worth studying 1 year masters? So I have talked about this 1 year versus 2 year masters one of the videos. So for detailed explanation, you should actually check out that video. But in my opinion, I personally think finishing your masters in 1 year is better. And I've also talked about this micro learning in one of the live streams, where I talked about we spend like 4 years in our bachelor's, but to cover that whole thing we can probably cover it in like 2 years. So we don't really have to spend 4 years in that. And all the courses are designed in such a way that all type of people are being catered. So there are people who can learn things very fast, there are people they take time to learn. So it considers everything. But for me, I had a little bit of idea about data science, so I did my data science course and I wanted to finish it in less amount of time. So that's why for me 1 year masters was a very good option. And for someone who has some experience, if they know programming and things like that, I think 1 year masters is quite good. You get to learn quite a lot of things in just 1 year. And you can also specialize in few things. So in data science, some people might be interested in visualization. I'm talking about data science, but you are taking advanced computing. So in advanced computing, there are things like web development, game development, uh, cyber security, or cryptos, things like that. So you can take your own specialization while doing your master. So you can do your thesis in that, and from there you can build upon. So for me, I think 1 year masters seems like a good option, and that was one of the major reasons why I chose UK over any other country. Can we study there and apply for jobs in other countries? Won't the 1 year masters be considered elsewhere? You can definitely apply for jobs anywhere after finishing your masters in the UK. And master's degree in the UK is recognized all over the world. So it's not like it won't be valid in other countries. So yeah, that is there. You can apply for jobs anywhere in the world. Bro, some universities offer placement also. Is true? Is they definitely provide placement? um I did not quite catch your question, but if you're asking that university can provide you a placement, I don't think anybody can 100% guarantee that yes, you will get placement. So I don't think any university can say so. Yes, universities or even courses back in India, they say 100% placement, but it's not true. And ultimately, at most what they can do is they can make you sit in an interview, and they can give you some connections from which you can get your interview calls and stuff. But cracking an interview, it will totally be up to you, and if you are not able to crack the interview, it's impossible to get a job. So that's there. So in my opinion, if a university is saying that you will get placed and we are giving you 100% guarantee, don't fall for that. Go for the course content, see how's their teaching, and also see whether people have completed their course from that particular university and have they got job or not. So look for all these things before considering any university, rather than just seeing university website and or even talking to them and they saying that you will get placed 100%. So do not take words. Hello, which domain project in data science is good for a fresher to showcase in interview? Any three different domain, if possible, be specific. Um, so three domains which I think are looking good for data scientists are health sector, financial sector, and probably supply chain as well. So these are the three sectors which are looking good for data scientists. And if you want to do projects, if you're doing a master's, I think you will have opportunity to do different type of projects. So I would say take take projects, do three projects from different domains, so that you will have projects for from different domains. And when you apply for, let's say, financial sector, you can showcase your financial project. If you are applying for a health sector company, then you can showcase that type of project. So that's what I can suggest. These three domains, in my opinion, are quite good. Health sector and financial sector are probably the best, and supply chain is probably uh, second or third. How is Queen's University of Belfast for business analytics? Does university matter to find job? Universities do not matter much if you want to find job. So it all comes down to skills and also the course content, whatever you covered, the projects you did. So that's what matters. As for Queen's University Belfast for business analytics, I think the course is good for business analytics. So that's there. And in general, also, Queen's University Belfast is a good university. Hi bro, following you from past few days. Really concerned about job scenario. Hope you are keeping well. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Yes, um, it can become little stressful to find a job, but yeah, I'm doing fine because I also am trying to do a lot of different things. So I'm also creating this playlist where statistics for data science, and so far I've got few good feedbacks, so that's a positive thing. And also, uh, traffic is not too much, which was expected. But yeah, I'm fine, and I'm trying to look for other jobs, and hopefully I will find something. um, I've had one interview and few initial calls, so yeah, I'm still seeing. Probably we'll see within next few weeks, I hope something concrete will be there. But as of now, yeah, it is quite hard to find something. Do you think conversions masters are worth? I came I come from and healthcare background. Yes, if you are coming from a healthcare background, it will be good to gain some computer science related knowledge, learn these concepts, and these conversion courses help you to gain some basic understanding of programming, how it works, which will definitely help you in your main course where you will be doing quite a lot of programming. So in my opinion, I think it is helpful. But if you are able to learn programming on your own, if you are able to learn some concepts like big O and time complexity and space complexity, these kind of concepts on your own, then you don't really need any conversion course. You can directly enroll for the main course. So that's what my thought is. Any advantage if we study in UK to find jobs in USA? I don't think there is any specific advantage that you will get if you have completed your studies from UK. So I personally don't know anything about that. The only advantage people get is the people who are from UK, local people, they get advantages. But I think as an international student, you don't really get too much advantage. Received admit from Queen Mary University of London in MSc Data Analytics September intake. What things should I focus on right now? Um, I have made a video, but I think it is for data science, like things you should learn before starting your MSc Data Science. But I think it holds good for data analytics as well, because prerequisites or things which you should learn beforehand are quite same for data analysis or data science. So do check out that video. But if I just have to name a few, I think if you can improve your programming skills, if you feel you are lacking there, so that would be good. You can brush up your statistical concepts, you can brush up your mathematical concepts like linear algebra and calculus. That would be enough. So yeah, that's what you can focus on at this point. I got offer from Durham, Queen Mary, Cardiff, Reading. Which one I choose? So I assume you have got offer for data science course. So in my opinion, Queen Mary University and Cardiff are very good options. Then comes Durham, and I would place Reading at the last. So that would be my personal preference. After completing masters, if I am a fresher, within how many months can I get a job? Uh, Again, very tough question, very subjective question, but I will tell you from what I have seen. So, people in my batch, they were freshers from different backgrounds. So, there were freshers from European countries, and at that point they didn't need any uh, visa or anything of that sort, so they got job quite early. And then there are people from India, and they are freshers and they are still looking for job, and it's been around 4 to 5 months since we have completed our masters. So you see, it varies quite a lot, so it can take 5 to 6 months. But then I was also talking to one of the seniors who completed his masters last year. So he told that within a year almost everyone was placed in one or the other company. So if we take 1 year as a rule of thumb, I think that's what the time duration is, and that's what you can assume that in that particular time you should be able to find something. Which one you would suggest, UK or Australia? So I don't have much idea about Australia, so I don't know how's the course content or how's their education. So that is there, but still it is good. um, right now UK is definitely not looking good, but still UK has been a financial hub for a very long time. And Australia does not have a lot of resources per se, but yeah, I would still say that UK would be a better option, but I don't have much idea about Australia, so it would be better to probably try to reach out to someone who has studied in Australia, or who have some work experience in Australia, or if they have done some research, thorough research on Australia. So that would be really helpful. I will probably make a note of it, and I will try to see in my own connection if I know someone in Australia, then I will probably talk to them, and we'll see. Yeah, so I'll talk to them, and I'll see if I can get some useful information, and if I can probably make a video on that so that it will be helpful. So I'll try to do that. But from your side, I would suggest getting in touch with someone who has more knowledge about Australian education system, and also the work culture. How many companies are there to sponsor skilled worker visa? How many companies are there? I think there are like thousands and thousands of companies, but it's not like if a company is there on the list. And also you need to keep in mind that company has a limited number of sponsorships that they can give. So you can see that their list is like quite extensive. You can actually go to UKVI's website and UK government's website, and you can find which all companies are there which can sponsor your visa. So there will be like thousands and thousands of companies, but they do have a limited set of uh, limited number of sponsorships that they can give. So even if you see 1,000 companies, and probably out of 1,500 are uh, already have completed their quota, and they can't sponsor anymore, so basically they are off the list, but you will still see them on the list. So that is there. And yeah, but the companies are there are lots and lots of companies, that is for sure. Is that much competitive to find jobs in UK? Jobs in USA pay higher than UK. Is that true? So the answer is yes, it is true, and yes, it is competitive. So again, like I told you, go to LinkedIn, see how many people have applied for a particular role. So you will get to know that the job market is actually quite competitive. Did you find a new job? So no, not as of now. So but yeah, I'm in talks with a few companies. I have had an interview as well From my side, it went quite good, but I don't know. So I'll get to know next week. So we'll see. But whatever will be the situation or whatever will be the result, I will definitely let you know, guys. Either I will make a video or we can again discuss this in the next live stream as well. So yeah, that's there. I heard some regarding USA. There are layoffs and parallelly the hiring also increasing in January month. So yeah, it is happening. It is quite. I won't say strange because I mean it's hard to justify why a company would want to do that. But what they are doing is they are laying off people who were hired at a higher salary, and then they are hiring people again with lesser salary. So it's just a way to save some money. The better way could have been they could have just talked to their employees and asked them that we cannot pay this particular salary at this point, so we would want to reduce the salary. But then in that they would have had to add one clause that once the things will be fine, we will increase your salary to the original levels. But I think they don't want to do that, so they are laying off people at higher salary and hiring people back on lower salary. So yes, it is happening. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. I will be doing the same masters at Newcastle but with statistics. And I wanted to ask you about the dissertation. When did you start to work on it, and was there support? So you usually start your dissertation in April, I think, because my dissertation was my internship project. So I started my internship in April, and I think around that time we started our dissertation as well. So that's when we start our dissertation, and we have to submit in August end. So you get around 4 months, and you do get support. For me, I did my internship, so I did not have a lot of support from university side, but many of my friends, they did their dissertation from universities project list. So they had their supervisors, so they could talk to them, they could ask what improvements they can do. If they are struggling with some technical aspect, they can ask their professors in that regard as well. So that is there. But then there will be some projects under some supervisors where they are not very uh, knowledgeable in the projects which they are handling, so probably they won't be able to help you a lot in technical aspects. So while choosing a project under a supervisor, you should make sure that that particular professor or the supervisor has knowledge about the project which you are taking. So that's there. But then there will be a lot of PhD students, so you can always ask them for help, and usually they are much more helpful than professor or supervisors. So that's what I can suggest. Bro, with due respect, I want to ask this question. Can you please tell me why should I pursue my masters in foreign university? By the way, I am planning to pursue masters after 2 years. Please guide me. So you didn't have to put it that way with due respect, but yeah, thank you so much. Um, and I also didn't take this question in any offensive way. It's a very valid question, and everyone who wants to study outside, they should ask this question to themselves, to people. There are some good reasons. So if you want to do masters outside India, if you want to do masters in India, I think the best option you will have is IITs or NITs, which you might know will be quite difficult to get into, because again gate exam is very competitive. So sometimes people prepare for like years and years, and after that they decide okay it is not happening, then probably they will decide to go outside. So instead of that, why not prepare to go outside in the first place and save yourself 2 years? So that is one reason. The other reason is, when you come outside you experience lot of different things. Like again I talked earlier in the live stream, you meet lot of people, you see how they approach to a particular problem, you get to know about their culture, how things work here. And after coming here you see how things are different in India and how things are different here. And sometimes what you get is, you see some opportunity, you see things are working very good here, but it is not that good in India. So you can probably go back and build something on your own, and probably help your own country, and then you can make something for yourself. So that is something you get. Or we have some many things which are going good in India. So when you come here you see that there are some things which are in India which are doing really good. So you can implement that here, and you can probably uh, have your own business here. So that works quite well. So that is there. And also the education system is quite different in India, it's very theoretical. Here in the UK or anywhere else, most of the countries the education is very practical. So you gain quite practical knowledge. That is again something. The next thing is return on investment. So in India you will, even after completing your masters, let's say from NITs, you were able to get around uh, 11-12 lakh package. But then the growth in India is quite slow. So but when you come here, return on investment seems to be much higher as compared to what it is in India. So these are some of the reasons what I can give you. There can be many other reasons, everybody has their own agenda to come outside. Some people come here for PR. For me it is not a major point, but for some people it is. So that is also something you need to keep in mind. So these are the points which I can suggest. I don't know if it was satisfactory for you or not, but these are the points which I think. But if you can think of some other points which could be valid, or we have few people here, so if you think there can be some other valid point, please let us know in the chat. It will be helpful for everyone here. In UK website it says that there is shortage for IT jobs, but why it is somewhat hard to find jobs there. uh, so things are not that simple. There's always politics involved, and even though there are less jobs, country would first want their people to get job and then foreign people. So if there's, let's say, one opening in some company and 100 people are applying, and out of 100 people only 20 people are from UK and rest 80 people are international candidates. So first those 20 people will get prioritized, because company has to pay some amount to sponsor visa, or if not sponsor, if they just want to hire you on graduate visa, then they will have to think about that after 2 years, because you can only work for that company for 2 years. So company will, if a company is looking for a longer term, they will see that okay, we will hire this person for 2 years, they will work here, they will learn, they will gain some experience, and then if we don't want to sponsor his or her visa, they will just go off, and then we will have to hire someone else, and then probably they will take time to get up to pace. So there are a lot of things that a company has to think about and manage their finances. So even though there is a shortage of skill or the IT jobs, or not exactly jobs, but shortage of IT skilled people, so companies are still trying to balance between, and government is also not making easier for companies to hire international candidates. So that is just how it is. How to do dissertation with companies as internship? So you try to find internship right after your second semester, and talk to your supervisor, whoever is guiding you in your internship. Ask them to help you building a proposal, and if you build a very good proposal, present it to your professors, and if they're happy with the kind of complexity that you are handling in your internship, you can just take that particular project or that particular internship as your dissertation. So it does not take that much effort, and I think it is a much better thing to do, because you get paid to do your dissertation, so why not do it? Bro, did you try to apply for jobs in Ireland? Yes, I have applied for few in Ireland, but I did not hear anything from them. So yeah, I'm currently in my second semester of my masters in the UK. Uh, as of now, all the graduate schemes are closed. How good are the chances to get an intermediate start position in a company non-graduate schemes? I am planning to apply during dissertation. Yeah, it is possible. So even if you are a fresher, it's not like you have to get into graduate role. You can sometimes get into entry level roles as well. So yes, it is possible. And rather than waiting for June, July, I would say start applying by starting of May, I think. So yeah, that's when you can actually start applying. Bro, I completely satisfied with your answer. Thank you. But reason I ask you is, as you say, your friends are struggling to get job after masters, so that uh, something disturbing me. Your comments on same. Why is it happening? So see, even if you are doing your masters or even bachelors, I will tell you example from a bachelor's as well. So I did my bachelor's from Bangalore, so in 2018, and there were a lot of my batchmates. They were able to find a job after 1 year of finishing their course. So even in India, it's not like everybody was placed right after their course completion. So it's not like it's just the case here, and uh, it's been just 4 or 5 months since we have completed our masters. So that is there, and on top of that, right now the situation is not good. There's like less jobs, you know, that so many things are going on around. So because of that also, it is getting a little bit hard. And your plan is to do masters after 2 years, so you still have time, so don't be worried about that, and try to focus on whatever you're doing right now. And probably after 2 years, hopefully things will be fine, and it won't be that hard to find a job. But yeah, that is what it is right now. Yeah, Yush, I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good. You scheduled one-to-one meeting, but you did not join, I guess. So yeah, I also had dropped you an email. Hi, bro. September intake UK allowing dependents. Yes, they will apply because whatever rule changes they will bring, I don't think it will apply to September intake students because they have already got offer and stuff. And now, if they do some changes and if people are not able to bring their dependents or anything else, I think it will be bad for them. And I don't think government will do that, so they won't bring any sudden changes. So you should be able to bring your dependent. Any suggested resources for interview preparation and coding? So for coding, I would say lead code or hacker rank is, yeah, these are the two nice platforms where you can actually prepare for your coding interviews. As for interview, I think ChatGPT is a very good resource. You can probably ask ChatGPT. So let's say you have an interview with an insurance company. So ask ChatGPT, I need an interview. I need help to prepare for interview for the role of data scientist in a company which works in insurance domain. It will help you what topics you need to prepare. You can also ask ChatGPT to ask you questions, and you can answer those questions to it, and it can tell you whether the question is right or wrong. But also, don't blindly follow ChatGPT. It sometimes gives wrong answers. So yeah, it is important to take guidance, not exactly guidance, but help from ChatGPT. But then you need to read articles on machine learning mastery if you want to learn any data science or machine learning concepts. So that is a very good resource, and I trust that resource, so that's why I'm suggesting. Or you can go to YouTube and you can watch the concepts. So that's there. And if you want to understand about the interview process, I already have a video on my channel which you can watch. In that video, I have explained about all the different type of uh, interview processes can happen. So from that you will be able to know what all stages you need to prepare for. And yeah, these are some of the resources which I can suggest. Can I do one-to-one meeting today or tomorrow? Today I have one meeting at 2:30, so it will go till 3. So anytime after 3 you can book another meeting if I don't have any other meeting, or if there isn't anything scheduled. So yeah, sure, you can book one-to-one meeting today or even tomorrow. It's totally fine. To book one-to-one meeting, you can join channel membership, or if you are not getting an option of channel membership, you can use a different link. So both the links are available in the description. So do check out the description. From that you will be able to book one-to-one meeting. Sounds good, Ayush. I got admit in Kingston and Queen Mary. Which one to go for in data science? So First thing is their fees difference is a lot, I think. So, in terms of course content, I would still say Queen Mary has a better course content as compared to Kingston. Having said that, Kingston course content is also good. It's not like they're lacking a lot. So, if I have to pick purely based on course content, I would pick Queen Mary University of London. But if you also want to factor in fees, and if Queen Mary's fees is high for you, then Kingston would be fine. But if you don't mind paying that much fees, I think QMUL would be a better option. Question: I received my first admit from Cardiff University last week for data science and analytics, but I am not able to see any scholarship mention in my offer letter. If they have not mentioned, then probably they wouldn't have considered you. So what you can probably try to do is, because there is no harm in trying this, mail admission team, or also reach out to your uh, program lead or program director, and ask them what is the procedure to apply for scholarship and what things you can do to be considered for a scholarship. So you can probably ask these questions to admission team as well as to program director, and hopefully uh, something or someone will be able to help you in this. I have mailed my query to the admission team just 2 days back. I haven't received any reply from them yet. Yeah, it might take a little bit of time, so don't worry. Let's see what they say. And yeah, mailing program director would also be a good idea to do that. I got admit from Sheffield with a 25% scholarship, but for Newcastle only 4,000. Which one to choose? I would say go for Sheffield, because you will be saving quite a lot of money, and their course content is also quite good. So I would say go for Sheffield. Having an additional placement year really helps. So I have a video explaining about placement year, so do check out that. But just to tell you like the gist of it, if you are a fresher, I think usually placement years are better, because you get additional year to gain some experience, and you will still be part of your course university, and your masters will become 2 years 2 year master. So that is there. But if you have some experience and if you already know things, I think taking placement year and paying extra for placement year is not that useful. What do you think about Cardiff University and their course content? I received this admit in just under 15 days. I don't have any news from any other universities, so waiting for them to. Yeah, it's better to wait for other universities as well. And in general, Cardiff University is good, uh, and also the course content from Cardiff University is good. So, and also it is in Cardiff. Cardiff is a relatively um, big place, so yeah, it's quite good, and it's very close to Bristol, even Birmingham. So overall, it's a good option, but it's better to wait for a few more uh, days, if not weeks, so that you will have decision from other universities as well. How should be the profile when applying for foreign universities. In order to get sure entry in top ranked or top rated colleges, please tell us whatever it takes, like how and which projects or which experience. So experience is something which is very important. So if you have 3, 4, 5 years of experience, I think 5 years experience is a very good point. So if you have that much experience, that is something which gets a lot of weightage. The next thing is, if you don't have that much experience, if you have around 1 to 2 years of experience, then your bachelor's grades are very important. So if you have good grades in your bachelor's, that can get you place in top ranked or top rated universities. Apart from that, if you have some if you have contributed to, let's say, open source repositories, if you have done some volunteer work, if it is in relevant field, then definitely it will give you much more advantage over other people. But even if you have done it in irrelevant field, it should be fine. It will show that you have taken interest in doing other things as well. So these are the things which you can do if you are applying for English speaking countries or countries where IELTS is considered. So having a good IELTS score is also important. And if you are applying for countries like US, having a good GRE score can boost your profile. So yeah, these are the things which you can do to improve your profile to get admit in good universities. Are there job opportunities for data scientists once we complete our masters in the UK? Like I told you, number of jobs are relatively less as compared to what it was last year, but there are still jobs. But that is not a problem. The problem is the competition in the market, because so many people have been laid off, and I have repeated this like so many times. uh, have been laid off, and then they are in the market, they are also looking for job. There are people with like significant amount of years, there are people with 20 years of experience, there are people with 10, 11, 12 years of experience. So they usually get calls before someone who has, let's say, 2, 3 years of experience, or someone who is a fresher. So yeah, it is hard to find a job at this point in time, but there are jobs. So if you are able to make a profile, if you are able to gain skills, I think it is possible to find a job. Question: how's your job search going? Any update? Sorry, I joined the live stream a bit late. Yeah, I've had talks with a few recruiters. I've had one interview. So yeah, I'm waiting for further rounds. So, and also these interviews and these rounds, they do take time. It's not like they can be done in just 1 week. It takes time. So I'm just being patient, and I'm trying to talk to as many people as I can. So I have made some progress, but let's see. Whatever will be the update, I will let you know, guys. Actually, why there is no campus placements in UK? I think there is no campus placements in any other countries as well, except for India. So that's there. And they don't do campus placements, but they do career fairs. So companies come, and uh, they tell you what type of roles they have. If you are interested, you can email your resume to them. It's always advisable that you take a physical copy. Nowadays they don't take it anymore, but it's better to keep at least 2 or 3 copies of your resume and probably give it to them. So those things you can do, but in foreign countries like UK, US, Canada, there is no campus placement, at least as per my knowledge. So yeah. What about GCP jobs and salary? So uh, I would say still most popular cloud provider is AWS. After that, GCP is there. So if you just want to go for GCP or related jobs, it will be very few jobs. So it's better to go for jobs like software developer or data scientist, things like that, which are more generic and which will have more scope rather than just focusing on GCP. Salary is again dependent on whether it's a software development role or it's a data scientist role. So on an average, it's like 30 to 35 thousand pounds. It can go all the way up to, there's no limit to that. Minimum could be around 25 to 28. Yeah, they definitely do take time, that's for sure. Hope you land your desired job pretty soon. Yep, that's the plan. Hopefully. They arrange dinners with seniors and companies. Yeah, there are some meetups, or I would say alumni meetups, and sometimes there are career fairs as well, where a lot of big companies come. They do present their work, whatever they do, and it's not like only small companies come. Companies like HCL and ThoughtWorks, some bigger companies also come. So those things also happen. So you can just go there and you can try to network. Bro, why didn't you go for USA? Why UK? Like I told you, 1 year course was much more attractive to me as compared to 2 years in the US. On top of that, I am not very fond of USA, so that was another reason. So yeah, these were the main reasons, and also 1 year masters is relatively less expensive as compared to 2 years masters in the US. So I saved a lot of money as well. So probably these are the three reasons why I did not go to US. What do you think about Great Recession, which was a big thing before all these layoffs? Did that Great Recession period happen in the UK as well? Um, when things happen in one major country, it affects everywhere, no matter how loosely coupled that particular country is with the other country. So yes, it has definitely affected a lot, um, and it had good impact on UK as well. And we can see the impact. Things are getting so expensive. People are finding it hard to find a job. People, and on top of that, older people who wanted to work for a little longer, they had to forcefully retire early. So there's been like lot of negative things that has been going on. So yeah, definitely it has affected quite a lot to UK as well. And on top of that, in the UK, they are relying heavily on people coming from outside for roles related to STEM related roles. So that's there, but what they want to do is they want people from within the country to learn these things and get into these jobs, but people are not willing to do that. So that's there. So you can still say that it's good for foreign people, they can come in and they can work, but then government is also not making it easy for people from outside the UK to come in and then work. So yeah, that is there. But yeah, we can just see what happens, because they are the policymakers, and let's see. um, we have just 3 likes today. So yeah, if you are finding this live stream to be helpful, please do give the like, because it does help the channel, and it also keeps me motivated to do these live streams for you guys. I got admit from University of Arizona for machine learning program, but it is a hybrid mode, 1 year in online, later on campus. Would you recommend this? If you are getting a full degree that a person will get who would do masters full time on campus, so in that case I think it's fine, but I'm not very sure about how the course will work and how they're going to provide you the assistance that you need, because online, if the course is online, then definitely you will have to use your own resources. You won't be able to use uh, campus resources like their high-end computers and stuff. So if you don't already have investment in that, then you will probably have to make some investment in that regard as well. And but still it will still be less as compared to spending full time on campus. So that's there. So ultimately it comes down to two things: if you are getting a full degree that a person completing masters full time on campus is getting, if it is same, so then it's fine. Second is, if you are getting the quality content, or if you are getting the equal amount of learning materials that a person on campus is getting, if you get that, then I think it should be fine. And also you will be spending significantly less amount, I'm assuming this. So if that is the case, then probably you can go further, but it is still something which I can't tell you that yeah, go for it, you will save some money, it's fine, because it's not always about saving money. So I'm not very sure about how this format works, but if you feel like you're not going to be lacking any opportunity, then yeah, probably you can go for that. Does Great Recession have anything to do with hiring freezes going on at the moment? What do you think? Yes, definitely. Because of this, only we are seeing these layoffs and freeze. So companies have laid off so many people. They have stopped hiring. So, and these bigger companies, when they hire in like big numbers, and that takes off quite a large chunk of people looking for job out of market, and they have just uh, stopped hiring, and on top of that they have laid off a lot of people in the market. So that is also there. So definitely recession is one of the major reasons of hiring freeze and layoffs. How is University of Surrey for data science? It's been a while. I haven't looked into the course content of Surrey, so I will make a note. But as far as I remember, I think it is a good university in terms of course content and in general as well. So I will make a note of it, and I will let you know after the live stream in the comment section. Roshan, could you ask the chat if anyone's got admit from any Russell Group University for MSc Data Science with scholarships? So yeah, in the chat, if you have got admit from any of the Russell Group universities, and if you have got any form of scholarships, please let us know in the chat. It would be really helpful. And yeah, I could probably put a poll, but in poll we will not be able to see. It's fine. I mean, I think I have asked, but if somebody has any scholarship, hopefully they will let us know. And what I will do is I will also put a poll on in the community section so that it will reach more people, and hopefully if somebody wants to help, they can probably let us know in the comments in the posts. So hopefully that will help. So do keep an eye out for that as well. How is University of Liverpool for Advanced Computer Science program? I have seen course content for Liverpool for data science, but I haven't seen for advanced computer science. So again, I will make a note of it and I will let you know in the comments. So we are over 1 hour now, and I think I have answered almost all the questions. So I'll end the stream now because I also have few one-to-one sessions to take. So okay, one last question. When you are pursuing masters in MCL, I did my masters from Newcastle University from September 21 to September 22. What's the duration in which I can accept? Usually they mention that on their admission, the offer letter. They usually tell you that you need to accept the offer before certain date. So you can check the offer letter. If it is not mentioned, then you will have to ask the admission team because it varies from university to university. But they usually give around 1 month, but for universities like University of Edinburgh, they will probably give less time. Did you take accommodation in campus, on campus? So my accommodation was off campus. I took a room in a house, so it was a shared house, and I booked that using spare room. So yeah, that's how I took, because it was relatively cheaper as compared to student accommodations. I'm not able to see it in the offer letter, so you need to ask admission team. Yeah, admission team can probably guide you, but if they don't have, usually it's 1 month or something. Yeah. Is there any advantage, and do we get the job for EEE students after masters? For which course are you asking? For something in your field like EEE, if you have completed your EEE masters, or are you planning to do in data science? So it varies depending on that. So yeah, that's there. Yeah, Ayush, sounds good. Looking forward to talk to you. Alright, guys, so I will end the stream now and hope to see you guys next week, Saturday, 12 p.m. GMT. So I do these live sessions every Saturday, 12 p.m. GMT. So, yeah, have a great weekend ahead, everyone.